These projects finally join up to the gigantic Tehri Dam. The first thing that hits one is the eerie stillness of the huge body of water. Is nature susceptible to shocks? One does not know. But the stunned silence that seems to emerge from these hills and the mute, stifled cry that would almost utter itself, but for a bewildered disbelief and a great unspoken reproach that emerges from this deadly calm of the once rushing, frolicking, free Ganga is felt vividly in the place where such things are felt. Call it the superstition of an entire nation. It is one that has survived millennia, that the science of today verifies. It is one that has produced a wonderful richness of culture, of heightened perception, of deeper feeling and upliftment. It is one that invisibly, with the fluid grace and movement of water, has bound together a diverse people with bonds so light they cannot be seen or felt, but withal so strong that to open the slightest is to scatter millions. The local people complain about the quality of water, which according to the Tehri Dam authorities, as per tests conducted by them in July 2007, is rich in dissolved oxygen. We seem to be missing a point. To tell a person who is seeing dead cattle and the remains of dead human bodies, sewage waste and more, all collecting before his eyes in a reservoir, that this water is fit for worship, for drinking or bathing, as perhaps it is still rich in dissolved oxygen, is to indulge a technical nicety at the expense of common sense, experience and practicality. Dr. U.K. Chaudhary, a professor at the Banaras Hindu University in the Civil Engineering Department, who is also the founder of the Ganga Research Center, in an article in regard to the water quality at Tehri, he states the following: the water in the lower portion of the reservoir, which cannot be removed, known as dead storage, will be a storehouse of inorganic and organic matter. The self-cleaning potential of the Ganga Jal is bound to diminish continuously. Today there are numerous problems like landslides from the surrounding hills into the reservoir, with threats to new villages which were not included in earlier estimates. Dr. Naithani, a glaciologist who has spent several years studying the Gangotri Glacier, was asked how the receding Gangotri Glacier would impact the dam.
During the retreat of the glacier, the impact on the dam is the most important thing regarding the retreat of the glaciers. When the glacier retreats, a lot of the sediments come through the water. Actually, the problem is that in the higher Himalaya, we have the granites rocks, and the granites are the very hard rock. In the geological sense, there is a very hardest rock. The granite is mainly made up of the quartz. In the sediments, the quartz grains, mainly the quartz grains are there, which damage actually the blades of the turbine. So if the glacier are retreating, the possibilities of the damage of the blades of the turbine is more. We are constructing the dam over the Bhairav Ghati, then definitely Bhairav Ghati is very close. Very close. In the Pleistocene time, the snot of the Gangotri glacier is at the Suki. If our activity will be up to the maximum level, maximum height, then definitely this type of the activity will be affect the retreat of the glacier. Definitely will increase the rate of the retreat of the Gangotri glaciers. This will definitely affect on the glacier, not on the Gangotri glacier, because the aspect of the Gangotri glacier is different. If Lohari Nagpala, the slope of the Lohari Nagpala slope aspect is different, but it will definitely affect the surrounding glaciers which are on the right or the left bank of the Lohari Nagpala area. It will definitely affect because lot of the machinery work will be there.
The already existent Maneri Dam of just 90 megawatts is producing barely 50% of its capacity. Information obtained via an RTI states the reason as high silt content, especially during monsoon, and less discharge in the river, especially during winter. How then are projects that are upstream and cumulatively more than 1000 megawatts supposed to run? The projects report that a minimum of 2 to 3 QMEX will be released to sustain aquatic ecology. For a layperson, the obvious question is, just how much is 2 to 3 QMEX? We asked a technical person who told us that if you had a 8 to 10 feet wide bed, 2 QMEX will be a flow of less than a foot. Possibly the water would be lost under boulders and they would stick out. This is precisely what one witnesses downstream at the Maneri Dam. In a case study published on behalf of the UN Environmental Programme, it is stated that the Ganga River carries the highest silt load of any river in the world, and the deposition of this material in the delta region results in the largest river delta in the world. impacts in this regard were expressed by the Vice Chancellor of Garhwal University.